this is amazing part. Amazing. This part here. This part. I love the nail polish. Okay, seriously? Thor reacts to Hagane. So hello everyone, this is the first reaction. First time ever for me. Listen to Hagane. I have no idea what to expect. Said that Hagane of course means steel in Japanese. So I'm expecting it to be heavy metal, right? It's probably metal rock or whatever, right? But again, I never heard about Hagane before. Never heard the music. So if you want me to do more reactions, right, please subscribe. Leave a comment below, right? What's more bands to check out. Today's a Sunday, and Sunday I tend to try new music and new bands, right? And the reason to do Hagane is, of course, because of a lot of my LOVEBITES fans, right? I did a LOVEBITES video yesterday, linked below, whatever. And they've asked me to do Hagane, saying they can see me to LOVEBITES. I guess some shredding, right? If you see my LOVEBITES videos, you know how much I love Midro, which is Miyako shredding, war, and so on. Yesterday's was one of the best ones. Yeah, oh my god, that was amazing. It's always fun when you do like 20 or so reactions to one band, right? And suddenly you find a new song, like, actually this is my favorite, it's still impressing me, right? But before we get into it, let me do one thing. So usually I have my Thor hammer, of course, when we're doing badass heavy metal music, reaction music, and so on. But take a Goken, right? Or Goken, it means the 5 blades, right? So I brought my favorite Japanese katana here. I do have like 14 swords or whatever, so I could have, yeah. Leave a comment below, should I have brought all my swords? I could have had 5 swords, but it's hard to hear them all. But anyway, it's my favorite Japanese katana. I have most of my reactions, right? Like I said, right, given that it's called 5 blades, the legendary steel blades, right, I do expect this music video to be quite Japanese, maybe a little Wagakki band over it, right? Probably have some katanas flying around, some blades, right? Some Yaibas, as blade is called in Japanese. But anyway, let's go then. And probably be heavy, right? Called, yeah, because of Hagane. Okay, the first thing I have to say that I really enjoy here is the nail polish, okay? I am super fab. I'm coming in here, guys. I am very, very fabulous, right? I love her nail polish, okay? Am I the only one? Can I say that? Do I lose my wacky status now? I'm super fab. So I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is beautiful. Because clearly, right, she's wearing some kind of marching band, it's some kind of, musical performance, not the same like a BAND-MAID, the only kind of band, right? And maybe a reference to the Beatles as well, or whatever, I digress. But I just really love this like nail polish here, right? It's a blue nail polish, and it kind of fits her, like her blue... this white, blue, Shiro, Aoi outfit, right? I love it, yeah. To me, immediately when I started watching the video, I was like, oh my god, I love the nail polish. I love the nail polish of the singer. And again, of course, I don't know anyone's name. This is generally the first time that I'm watching Hagane, right? So I don't know who anyone's names are, obviously. But, yeah, immediately, I'm just like, my god, this nail polish is awesome. It reminded me of the first time that I was watching The Warning, I think, last year. And I was like, you know what, I really like her pants. So yeah, this maybe unexpected reaction with respect from the Thor reactions, but that's who I am. If you couldn't new to my channel, right, I used to be very briefly, right? Just very briefly, if you're new to my channel, right? It's very briefly resume, right? If you're new here, I've been a game developer for many years, right? Done other stuff too. Now I'm a scientist full time. But I used to, develop games for like 10 years, right? As like designer and a creative director, right? So I really love, like fashion, honestly. I'm a huge fan of like Top Model. I love like Ink Master, Face, those. So I love shows, yeah. I've seen every episode of Top Model and so on. So I love that fashion design. I love designing characters and so on, right? But I do mostly game design as in mechanics, right? Like how much should this thing damage or whatever. But I also love designing characters. One reason why I like Bleach, for example, right behind me with Yorichi there, is because Kubo is a master of fashion, right? Bleach writings, whatever, but the actual fashion of the characters, the outfit, the nail polish, is just beautiful, right? I love this intro, and I see why people recommended me this band, right, immediately, because as I say in a lot of my LOVEBITES videos, right, I love when LOVEBITES go out and it's high tempo, it's bam bam immediately, right? I like that. I love when we have like, mid or immediately shredding or whatever, right? Like yes, I talk about that a lot. That was like a very, very strong intro. Here we go. Let's go again. Yes, yes! That was amazing. Have a fun, my new Shred Queen. No, that was really good. Like I said, like I say about people were recommending this from almost talking about LOVEBITES, right? That was fantastic. That was badass. I got up with that too. Which also had blue nail polish, right? Which was shredding. That was good. but yeah, no, but that was great. That was a really, really strong shredding. I also like the visuals. I'll talk about more later in the video. But I also like the visuals. It had the Tengu mask thing. So let me actually go and get. So of course I have one of these Tengu mask, right? Okay, let's really listen to the shredding. This is an amazing part, amazing this part here, this part. Absolutely. Yeah, it's more an Oni mask, it's an Oni mask and Tengu mask. Interesting. Let's walk here. And I always like that YouTube gives me like, you want more love bites, right? For the side note, you can see my mix here, right? If you've never heard this song here, Knight Rayearth, this is one of the best Japanese songs of all time. This is one of my all-time favorite Japanese songs that I've heard it right in the, it's like, 20 years ago, and I still listen to it like 10 times per week, guys. That might be a separate video, but I just want to, honestly, just when I sitting here, I just play like 10 seconds of this song, because I really love it so much. Then we go back to, of course, talking about Hagane. I just love the whole thing. Manai, Nibo, Sase, Nu, Manai, Nibo. This part. Oh, this chorus is so good, man. I'm crying, man. This chorus is so good. Anyway, back to Hagane. So let's start by talking about the visuals, right? This is kind of what I expected, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, right? With the title, knowing that the band is called Hagane, right? And, I kind of expected it to be these kind of, I actually expected it to be blades, of course, Oni, demon, etc. Right? So what we saw there, I guess, wasn't the Tengu demon. It was not this thing then. It was rather Oni, right? Which is sometimes translated to like Japanese ogre or orc or something like that, or troll sometimes, right? It's a yokai, of course. Just like a Tengu is also yokai. But a Tengu, of course, that I have here, I have the long nose on their mask, right? It also could be like a Hanyu Oni, perhaps, I think, when I look at it. But whatever, I digress. But yeah, I really like these kind of music videos. And they certainly feel very Japanese, right? Like making a really cool music video inside a temple, in a Jinya, right? Something like that, with really beautiful visuals and so on. I always find those very good. I have a big tendency for that. It certainly feels very otaku. I'm like, oh, I like this stuff though. Japanese. Yeah. No, but it's I think the contrast with like a temple, or it hasn't been a temple. Don't get me wrong. It's to be very clear. I also think it was great in a church, right? I think that a music video, that kind of symbolism tends to be pretty strong as well, right? And like I like churches a lot. I like the church windows, like the design of it, the architecture of churches, right? I guess it's 10 hours talking about like Florence and Milan and Rome and so on, right? I've been to, I'm from Europe, so I've been to Italy many times, and I have family living there and so on. And I'm definitely a guy that can go to like Florence to just like visit all the churches and old buildings, right? So it's not necessarily just like a Japanese temple, but the whole religious symbolism certainly, I think, is a strong visual presence, right? And it's my favorite word, right? Juxtapositioning, that makes it very strong, because you're having like this really good, like a shredding moment, powerful metal, it's like bam, 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 but it's very like tranquil. So you get in this mixture, right, of like this old school kind of conservative religion, whatever, calmness, order, with a powerful song, right? So then you get that again, juxtapositioning, and I really like the visuals, right? And I think, for example, BAND-MAID, I'm gonna find my reaction to it, but whatever is below for that then. But it's a BAND-MAID music video that looks quite similar, right? Might even be the same template, honestly. I don't think so, but they look very similar. But I'm just like throwing it out there because I wouldn't imagine that you can just like rent any temple. So I would not be surprised, right? Because of course they are in. I would also be surprised if several bands use the same location, right? Just like the same band might use the same abandoned factory or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, this temple you can like rent or whatever, right? So whatever, I digress. But they definitely might be the same temple. It look quite similar actually. But I think the one in BAND-MAID has like a lower staircase. Yeah, it doesn't have the exact same exterior, I think. They also might be how it's recorded, right? Remember, this one is just completely built, don't get me wrong. But I don't think so. I think they actually you do get. I mean, honestly, absolutely. If you know the backstory, let me know, right? But I think this is an actual place, right? And you can just you rent it, or you can maybe just go there for free or whatever, right? You book it or whatever. That's what I would guess, right? You see some other stuff, for example, the sideline here. This is classic Japanese stuff, right? This is the things you have like a wish on or promise on, so on. Yeah, it's a message on these things. what do you call it? Emma, I think, right? With one M. I just played through Silent Hill F, right? And you find this stuff all the time, and you put them on the temple thing. So it's a lot of Japanese symbolism, certainly, right? And that's why it's interesting too, right? Because it's kind of clashing with their outfits too. Their outfits clearly are, like I said earlier, I guess like marching band, right? Maybe military, but probably more rather marching band, right? So yeah, that's an interesting clash as well there. Of course, it had a really strong shred moment. This is very interesting to me. This is obviously what I like the most, right? When it kind of really rocks out. When you have some powerful tunes, right? So that was awesome, and I would say that was the best part of the video, though. But it has to be the best part of it. But yeah, is that maybe not too unique of that thought process. But overall, yeah, like I said earlier, I like how it starts out powerful immediately, right? It smacks you in your head. It goes up faster, and it keeps having a really high tempo from the beginning to the end. I really like that. Then we had one moment where they kind of slow down. And this is a great moment, right? Because it tends to be more powerful if you have a song that can't just be like... You have to have a little bit of like... Yeah, so you have a little bit of a calmer moment, right? And then you increase the tempo higher. So it's a typical way to do it. And so I like that. But I also really like the visuals here. Because, yeah, it's really pretty. But I like how it's like completely other visuals, right? From like an example, the whiteness to it, the sheer, the cleanness to it, right? When the song's tempo went down a lot, a little bit of an ice snow feel, the Yuki feel to it, right? So I really liked that as well. Very visually represented. Like now we're gonna have a different kind of music style for a bit, right? And it does remind me of anime openings, right? Very typical how anime openings, Japanese storytelling is like that, right? We kind of have higher tempo in the beginning, perhaps. And then it's like a somber moment, it's like a death scene or something, or some sad backstory, right? And then the music goes down a bit, and they have completely changed the art style. Maybe it's black and white or whatever, and then it goes back up again, right? It goes faster. So definitely they felt typical like Japanese storytelling when it comes to music plus visuals, right? But so I really liked the moment there too. We see his face, she's walking before this, and here, right, she's walking in the snow kind of thing, or maybe it's snow, but it looks kind of snowing, right? But I guess it's a visual undertone to it. But yeah, I really like it. I think it was a very good visual music video as well. Very good. So one of the best ones I've seen. But I always keep saying that, right? If you're new to my channel, subscribe or whatever. No, but I always say the thing like that. What I always love the most doing reaction for a few years now is anime, always, right? Because I really love Japanese music, obviously it's doing here, and I really love strong visuals, right? I want it to be great music with a good music video, but normally, of course, anime often have, not all of them, but many of them have incredible visuals, right? So that's why I know some people hate it, right? I know people say, oh, no, sure. And of course, I'm interested in checking out, of course, Hagane as live as well, right? But I do have a weakness for like enjoying musical videos, even though, yeah, absolutely, the music itself is better live, of course, has to be better live and so forth, right? But yeah, I just love, kind of having this like a beautiful visual part of the song as well. That being said, of course, there are some bands that have really cool visual representation when they play live as well, obviously. And I think that that can be even more impressive, right? Which is like the stage presence, like IMMACULATE and LOVEBITES, an amazing stage presence can also make the music feels better as well, right? So I'll be interested in checking out later on how Hagane also performs, of course, live, right? It'll be interesting, and because this here is very visually well done, so I assume they will have pretty cool visual live as well, right? Cool performance and so on. It's always different, of course, per band, right? But anyway, guys, let me subscribe. Press the like button. I'm gonna do another music video later today as well, in a few hours from now. But genuinely, I haven't decided yet what it's gonna be. So this one I promised to do, of course, a few weeks ago. So this one's on my list, and I haven't actually decided what the next one will be. So if you comment really quickly, you might be able to stir me to some other band that I can check out. But otherwise, I think I'm gonna do actually like an all opening reaction, like looking at some years of. We'll see. I have to think about it now. Anyway, see you guys and have a great day.